What is going on, everyone? This is Sulfur here, and I'm back with something new, actually. Um, after this, I will pop out of the dungeon I'm in currently so I can turn the sound on. Because it looks like this. Originally, I was doing this as a test to see if it would stick, if there wasn't too much lag or anything like that. It looks like we're actually all good. So, what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'll go ahead and finish this stage here. Then I'll go into what this game is about. And, yeah, I'll kind of give you the rundown if you've never heard of it. Most likely you haven't heard of it. And that is completely okay. This is a very Japanese game at the end of the day. And I am not sugarcoating it when I say that, but that's completely fine. So we'll go ahead and finish this. This is the boss node. So, and this is stage 1 of the 100th floor dungeon. Yeah, nothing is going to be hurting me here. I am not worried whatsoever. But I would definitely like some music or something like that to go along with this, so I will be turning that on. Hopefully it won't lag anything when I do turn it on. That might be the thing that's actually helping it from spazzing out. I don't know, maybe my computer's like suddenly like, I love you, Sulfur. We know you love this game. Why don't you come back and try recording something? So there we go. This is a drop right here. Most likely won't be anything I don't already have, but that is completely fine. Okay. That is completely fine. And this is our reward for the first stage. We get 300 Koban, which is the currency, one of the currencies in the game. We're actually going to go back out because the nice thing is I can go ahead and actually continue on the second floor. So let's go ahead and test this out. Okay. Not bad so far. So this game is called Touken Ranbu. It is a browser-based game that's been going on for about 2 years now, if I'm correct. I think the second anniversary was this past January. It is also now on mobile devices. If you do have a Apple, you would have to actually create a Japanese Apple account. But if you have an Android, you just need the APK, or APAC I like to call it, and you can install it that way. And you can play... You can use the same account that you play on your web browser. So this one right here, I can switch over to my phone if I want to. So if I'm on the road or something like that, not driving, mind you, maybe I'm waiting in the store or something like that, I'm bored, I can open that up. I can possibly run a map or something like that in the meantime. This game is based on Japanese lore. Specifically, if you ever played Kantai Collection, whereas the women are representations, almost like spiritual representations, like humanoid representations of famous ships from, mostly it's from World War II, but there is ones from World War I and a little bit further up and stuff. But I'm getting way off the point. This is made by, I think it's, if I'm correct, it's made by, it's DMM plus, oh man, I forget the name now, actually. I feel bad that I forget the name now. Nitro Plus. Actually, right there it is. Nitro Plus. So, that is a really good thing. They're actually really good. This does follow a lot of the Konkole similarities for the same aspect, where instead of girls, this game is focused on men, boys, whatever you want to call them. They definitely do vary in age, depending, just like Konkole. You are the Saniwa, a sage that is trying to prevent the past from being changed. currently there is this force of like demons that for whatever reason they haven't explained whatsoever that actually wants to change the past, famous events and everything like that, like the Ikeda incident from Shinsengumi, the assassination of Nobunaga. They want to change those kind of events. So you as a Saniwa use your sage-like power to go ahead and summon the spirits from famous swords, Japanese swords specifically. And they embody then a humanoid form. So that is actually really cool. Like I said, if you are into that Japanese, this is very heavy Japanese. Whereas Konkole, you definitely could get by because some of the ships are British. I know they just added Warspite. And then they have Iowa. They have Italian ships, German ships. Again, I'm going way, way, way beyond what I probably should be going into because that's a totally different game. But anyways, so this one's strictly Japanese swords. I don't know if they'll ever introduce any other kind of swords. Just for the sheer fact that, again, this demonic army is trying to change the Japanese's past. I don't know if they want to branch out or something like that. They have done some godly swords that are real, mind you. They're rumored to be godly. The 3 legendary blades and whatnot, those are a thing. So that's really cool. There's so much to go into about this. So there is, just like classifications with ships, there's classifications with swords, depending on the length, the type, and whatnot. The lowest is Tanto. For example, this guy right here, he is a Tanto. You can see by the blade that he uses, it's very short, it's dagger-like. It is normally carried as like a safety weapon, pretty much. Very rarely did they ever be used as a seppuku device. There's few instances where they were. I'll actually go over here real quick. Imatsurugi, right here. Imatsurugi is a Tanto as well. His blade specifically, the lore in that is his blade was used to commit seppuku of his master. So there is kind of things that kind of go back to that in terms of like his style, like his blade is dark. I would imagine, again, I'm just kind of putting my 2 cents into this. It's up to interpretation at the end of the day, what you think about it. But since it's dark, since he has that kind of really weird aura around it, I think it kind of goes back to his blade being the assassination device of his former master. But like I said, there's Tantos. Actually, I'll go back here, and we'll just go through them. So there is Tantos. Let's go to the next ones. Tantos are the lowest blades. They're the smallest blades. They are normally depicted as young child, boy, like early teens. Again, there's going to be some differences in that. Even Konkole does that as well, where destroyers will actually be, they'll be old, they'll look older than they actually probably should be, technically, just in terms of size and whatnot. They might be older because they were built later, or crafted, in this terms, blacksmith. Anyways, again, I apologize. I hope this is making any sense. There's just so much to explain. I love the shit out of this game. So, if I get really passionate and I jump back and forth from multiple things, and if you want me to verify and possibly kind of give you a better understanding of what I was trying to get at if you didn't understand it, please go ahead and comment down below. It looks like this video is actually mainly just going to be me describing the game. Later on, I guess we'll go to do the 100th floor dungeon. But anyways, so the second type of blade, the Wakizashi. The Wakizashi is a little bit longer. We'll pull up one of our... Whoops. Didn't mean to place him as a captain, but that's completely fine. Actually, that's perfect. Oops. Don't listen to that. Okay, so let's see here. We'll go here. This is a great representation right here. You can't see my hand or anything like that, but I'll use the mouse right here. That is traditionally what the length of a wakizashi is. It's a little bit longer than a... Sorry about that. My cat was getting at me. He was attacking my... I have on a hoodie right now, and he's just attacking the bottom part. Anyways, but yeah, wakizashi is a little bit longer. It's normally can actually be paired with a uchigatana, which is a little bit longer. We'll get into that. But yeah, that's the depiction of that one. This one, what wakizashi were used in combat. Like I said, they're normally like, I would almost. Again, this is strictly me. Again, if I am incorrect on this part, there will be little parts that I might not be 100% sure on the actual history of the blade itself. But this was definitely in combat. I would imagine this was more like the finishing, because you would have to get up close to actually really do any damage. So, but that is the wakizashi. The next one, let's go ahead and pull them up. The next one is the uchigatana. Yes, Kanesada. Thank you. Now you actually don't really get to see a good representation of this specific blade. Let me see if I can actually... Let me go to my encyclopedia here. There we go. This will show a different form. Actually, we'll just stay in the encyclopedia. It'll make it a lot easier on me at the end of the day. So we'll go to uchigatana again. There we go. Just let it load on up. So we'll go back to... Yes, you are Hijikata's uchigatana. That is Hijikata. That is true. He's... Are you done, Kanesada? Can I speak? Thank you. Anyways, he was going on about that his master was Hijikata, from one of the leading captains of the Shinsengumi. Okay. There we go. There's a perfect representation of what a uchigatana looks like. It looks like your traditional, almost katana-like. It probably, honestly, is katana. But yeah, so it's traditional length. It's definitely a little bit longer than a wakizashi. But they are really, they pair really well together. So that is a uchigatana. One of my favorite types. I do like every single one, every type. You do have your favorite characters and whatnot. Especially if you know the back lore of the characters. Like, again, Kanesada... Okay, we're just gonna stop that right now. But Hijikata's background... Kanesada, that's the actual maker's name. But I can't remember his first name. But yeah, since his background is in Shinsengumi, I'm a really big Shinsengumi-holic. I studied it at a very young age. So I am very down with it. Next up is Tachi. Ah, yes, Tachi. And we will use Juzumaru here. If he wants to go anywhere with me, give it a second. Okay, Juzumaru, my favorite Tachi. Tachis are awesome. They are the raw power. So you can kind of get a glimpse right here what the blade is. It does look a lot like uchigatana. Definitely is a little bit sharper in terms, especially depending on the type of blade. This is a legendary blade. This is a real blade, but it is in fact a legendary blade. It's considered one of the treasures of Japan. But I will go into that on a whole different level. But yeah, so that's Itachi. That was a really used weapon in combat. Next is Odachi. Odachis are cool. So we will choose... Come on now.
石切り丸という。石をも切る神刀とは言われるけれど、もっぱら腫れ物や病魔を霊的に切ることが多いな。なんせ神社暮らしが長いものでね。戦よりは神事の方が得意になってしまったよ。
So this is Ishikamaru. He's a Odachi. A Odachi, what would be a good picture actually? Let me see if I can get it. Odachi is almost, it is a extremely long blade, as you can see right here. So that means that it can hit multiple targets if they're in range, which they would be more in range with this weapon. That's the really great thing about this type of weapon, the Odachi, is it has such great range and length. It is awesome. So in fact, in the game, they actually use that to its advantage. It can actually attack 2 to 3 enemies if they're in like a line. So it's really cool. They are a powerhouse. I will go into what each of these excuse me, not classes, but types of swords later on in the game, possibly as we progress to the 100th floor dungeon. But Odachi, I love it. Most people do love Odachi because they are really, really strong. They don't traditionally do well inside of indoor areas, you can probably imagine, since it's such a long blade. It can possibly... there wouldn't be enough room to actually wield it. So next is the Yari. Yari's pretty cool. We'll choose my boy Nihongo here. What you gotta say, Nihongo? Speak your heart.
天が三名相が一本にして日の本一の呼び声も高い日本号だ。槍でありながら小三味の位持ちって聞けば俺の凄さもわかるだろう。ただな、世間じゃどうにも酒の席でハメ外したせいでぶんどられた槍ってことで有名なんだよな。
So here we have Nihongo. He is a Yari. So far in the game, there's only 3 types of Yari. These are the legendary spears of Japan. Yari, I guess you can consider them spears, pretty much, at the end of the day. So, that's what they are. I mean, a Yari is a spear. As you can see, Nihongo wielding that. Honestly, I mean, you should know what... There's some things like Odachis, Tantos, like, you definitely won't know what that is. But, like, if I say spear, you should hopefully understand what the hell that is. So yeah, he's a spear user. Not spear user, but he's actually the embodiment of Nihongo, the spear. So, yeah, if I'm cutting short on these ones, it's really self-explanatory for these kinds, and spear's a spear. And the last type is Naginata. We currently only have one, and that is our boy Iwatoshi. So Iwatoshi, please go ahead.
俺は岩通し武蔵坊弁慶と共に999の刀を買った薙刀よ。並大抵の人間では俺を振るうことなど不可能。主よ、俺を楽しませてくれるかな。
So here we have Iwatoshi. Iwatoshi is a Naginata. Naginata is very much spear-like, though it does have a longer reach, as you can see here, with a very, very long tip. So, it can reach a lot. For instance, just to kind of give you a glimpse of what he can do in-game, as well he would be able to do in real life as well. Since you have that long reach and whatnot, you can attack multiple enemies at once. You can do the exact same thing with this. Iwatoshi, the Naginata type of sword in this, is the one that's exclusively able to attack all swords. All enemy demon swords. Which is really cool. The main issue of him, again, I'm kind of going off track, but whatever. The main issue of him at the beginning is he's a very late bloomer. He won't be doing that much damage when he attacks everyone at the very beginning. But as you level him up past like 30, 40, into the 50s, he's a great, wonderfully great partner to train lower level swords to a little bit of a higher level, so they don't have to worry. You might be able to go into them a little bit more dangerous areas if you have Iwatoshi. So anyways, folks, that will be the end of this video. I have loaded you up with a bunch of facts, a bunch of knowledge of the game. Please feel free to leave a comment. Currently there's an anime that is out this season, Touken Ranbu. That would probably be the only way you would know Touken Ranbu, unless you actually went really searching for it. But yeah, if you have any questions, concerns, or would like to know any more in future videos and whatnot, please let me know in the comment down below. This is Sulfur, and I'd like to say, see you guys next time.